morning, dear hearts. We are on lesson 153, and please subscribe. It's a big lesson again today, not a giant stride, but a big lesson, something that we really need to understand. And it is also one of these lessons that is 180 degrees different from the thinking of the world. The lesson is, in my defenselessness, my safety lies. I'm going to read the first paragraph and then reference our first lesson from the first 50, because there's 3 in the first 50 that we will mention today. You who feel threatened by the changing world, its twists of fortune, its bitter jest, its brief relationships, and all the gifts, air quote gifts, it merely lends to take away again, attend this lesson well. The world provides no safety. This world provides no safety. It is rooted in attack, and all its gifts, again in air quotes, of seeming safety are illusory deceptions. It attacks and then attacks again. No peace of mind is possible where danger threatens thus. Lesson 22 was what I see is a form of vengeance. And that's exactly what we're looking at when we look at this world. It is a form of vengeance. And that is why we think we have to be on guard and ready to attack, because this world is attack oriented. It is, and lesson 22 said that this is the way that anyone who holds attack thoughts in his mind must see the world, as a form of vengeance. This is where vengeance is, and it is ready and waiting to get me at any moment. I have to stay with all of my defenses up and ready to counterattack, because attack is assured from something outside of myself. The world gives rise but to defensiveness. Again, I have to be on guard. For threat brings anger, anger brings attack. Attack seems reasonable, honestly provoked, and righteous in the name of self-defense. This world is attack, counterattack, attack, counterattack. That's all this world is about, this world of the ego as it has been set up. In paragraph 3, it says attack, defense, defense, attack become the circles of the hours and the days that bind the mind in heavy bands of steel with iron overlaid, returning but to start again. There seems to be no break nor ending in the ever-tightening grip of the imprisonment upon the mind. But lesson 32 was that I have invented the world I see. I invented this world of attack, counterattack, defense. I invented all of this. So again, that gives me the power. Remember, the power of decision is my own. I have the power to decide otherwise. And it tells us that defenses are the costliest of all the prices which the ego would exact. It takes so much from us. The sense of threat the world encourages is so much deeper and so far beyond the frenzy and intensity of which you can conceive that you have no idea of all the devastation it has wrought. We are the slave to this world of vengeance, because if I'm constantly having to be on guard, if I constantly have to be ready to defend myself, then it gives me no time at all to come to the awareness of who I really am. In the paragraph 5, it says, you do not realize what you have done to sabotage the holy peace of God by your defensiveness. For you behold the Son of God as but a victim to attack by fantasies, by dreams, and by illusions he has made, yet helpless in their presence, needful only of defense by still more fantasies and more dreams and more illusions to try to find some safety and some comfort. And lesson 31 was, I am not a victim of the world I see. So we can apply that here and make that our declaration. I will not remain a victim of this world. Defenselessness is strength. again, that is completely different from the thinking of this world. Defenselessness testifies to recognition of the Christ in you. Perhaps you will recall the text maintains that choice is always made between Christ's strength and your own weakness seen apart from him. If I see myself apart from Christ, from my elder brother, then I am going to feel weakness within myself. Defenselessness can never be attacked because it recognizes strength so great. Attack is folly or a silly game a tired child might play when he becomes too sleepy to remember what he wants. The Course has told us we are either awake or we're asleep. And if I feel that I have to be defending myself constantly, I'm sleeping. When I awaken, then I know that I have the strength in defenselessness from my elder brother and from my Father, from my source that I am never apart from. Defensiveness is weakness. It proclaims you have denied the Christ and come to fear his Father's anger. What can save you now from your delusion of an angry God whose fearful image you believe you see at work in all the evils of the world? This goes back to our lesson 135, which was, if I defend myself, I am attacked. And why did God let this happen to me? This is not from our Father. We will not play such childish games today, okay? What could defend us in the world that I see filled with vengeance? Well, I can turn away from it, and I can turn towards my Father. I can turn towards the truth. So for our true purpose, because our true purpose is to save the world, and we would not exchange for foolishness the endless joy our function offers us. Salvation of the world is our function, a lesson we will yet come to. We look past all of these dreams, all of these illusions today, and recognize that we need no defense because we were created unassailable. There is nothing that can truly come to harm the child of God. Just as our lesson yesterday told us that whatever comes to us is because we have asked for it. Nothing comes to us unless we have asked, not even death. So we look past the dreams today, knowing we were created unassailable, and in defenselessness we stand secure, serenely certain of our safety now, sure of salvation, sure of our awakening, sure we will fulfill our chosen purpose as our ministry extends. We have these ideas now about our ministry. Our ministry is beginning. What is our ministry? To extend all of God's love and to apply and give salvation to the world. It depends on us, for all of my brothers and sisters to awaken as we do. Be still a moment and in silence think how holy is your purpose, how secure you rest, untouchable within its light. God's ministers have chosen that the truth be with them. We know the truth of who and what we are. What defense could possibly be needed by the ones who are among the chosen ones of God, by his election and their own as well? God has chosen us, and we have agreed to it. The paragraph 11 is beautiful, and I want to read the whole thing. It is the function of God's ministers to help their brothers choose as they have done. God has elected all, but few have come to realize his will is but their own. And while you fail to teach what you have learned, salvation waits, and darkness holds the world in grim imprisonment. Nor will you learn that light has come to you and your escape has been accomplished. Remember, we're looking at this journey as it has already been accomplished. We're looking backwards at it. For you will not see the light until you offer it to all your brothers. What I give, I have received, and it is in the giving that I know that I have received. As they take it from your hands, you will recognize it as your own. Now, this idea that God has elected all, but few have come to realize, in chapter 3 of the text, it told us that many are called, but many are called from the Bible. It says, many are called, but few are chosen. Should be, all are called, but few choose to listen. Therefore, they do not choose right. All of us are now going to choose our ministry because it is meant for us to do that. And then the lesson continues that the game of fear is gone. Everyone who plays must win, and in his winning is the gain to everyone ensured. We are now playing a happy game, the happy game we call salvation. And it tells us to put away the toys of guilt. We do not need them any longer. The toys of guilt, every illusion, every false idea, every condemnation, every judgment, every grievance, put away all of those toys. And then we pause for a moment more to play our final happy game upon this earth. And then we go to take our rightful place where truth abides and games are meaningless. So is the story ended. Now we are home. Let this day bring the last chapter closer to the world, that everyone may learn the tale he reads of terrifying destiny, defeat of all his hopes, his pitiful defense against a vengeance he cannot escape is but his own deluded fantasy. That is not real. I am not a victim of the world I see, and I have invented all of that. So as I have invented it, I can let it go. The practicing is, we start the day with 5 minutes, but then it says, or 10 or 15. And eventually we will, because we're spending this time with God, and eventually we'll realize that even a half an hour isn't enough at a time in order to spend with God, because that will be the only thing we truly want to do. It says, in time with practice, you will never cease to think of him and hear his loving voice guiding your footsteps into quiet ways. God's voice does speak to me all through the day, where you will walk in true defenselessness, because I will know that God is with me. Remember, this is guaranteed. There are very few things that can be a guarantee, but we can be guaranteed that God is with us always, and that his strength abides in us. We'll also do an hourly remembrance just of the lesson that the lesson that in my defenselessness my safety lies, and listen and wait for God to tell us that he is here. I am here. He will let us know. The ministers of God can never fail, because the love and strength and peace that shine from them to all their brothers comes from God, from him, from our Father. And we lay aside today all that was never real. We release ourselves from the games of fear, the games of the ego, and we step into our ministry to share with all of the sonship all that we have learned, and they will in return receive all that our brothers have learned as well. We awaken and go to God together. That's it for today. Great lesson. Pardon me, I think I used up all my voice. Great lesson. We extend the light. Remember that. That's, as ministers of God, we extend the light. We bring the light. We are the light of the world. Please like, please share, please subscribe, please comment, please pray for that moment, that one moment, for all of us to hear the voice for God, reminding us of who we really are. Namaste.